You have no idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host Jay. I'm here with Terrence.
What's up?
And Micah.
Hey.
All right, so we're back. This is episode 89, Set It Off. This is, of course, the 1997 action bank robbing movie.
Crime action movie.
Thank you. Starring Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett. What's the other woman's name? I can never remember.
Vivica Fox.
No,
Elise Neal.
No, and Elise Neal. Thank you.
Is that her?
Kimberly
Elise.
Please.
I always get those two mixed up. Elise Neal, Kimberly Elise, because they got Elise.
Yeah, because they got Elise in their name.
So which one is it? Elise.
This is Kimberly
Elise.
Elise.
She was the one.
Kimberly Elise was in
the
Diary of a Mad Black
Woman.
Yeah.
The one that you hated.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this movie will redeem you for her. I didn't think so. Anyway, so
I like this movie, man.
no, I actually did. So we do have one 5-star review that we'll go through real fast. We're gonna make a moratorium on music lyric 5-star reviews. We're not doing them anymore. So we've done them on other shows. We're not gonna do them on this show.
I was the only one to actually sing one.
I had to do 2 Chainz on another show. Go listen to the Nerdpocalypse.
Did you do 2 Chainz?
I thought I did 2 Chainz quite justice.
No, I don't believe that
That's
at
bullshit.
all.
You haven't done anything, so I.
What are you talking about? Panda.
Yeah, okay.
That doesn't count either.
That doesn't count either. That counts a hell of a lot less than my 2 Chainz.
I trumped everyone, so.
Yeah, you did sing. That's true. So we do have one 5-star review, which is from Bomber424. The title is Great Movie Podcast. Quote, love the show and appreciate your opinions on black film. Just finished watching the video review of The Mac and have to admit, from your other recordings, I expected Rob to be lighter. He's still bright, but I expected him to be glowing. It's funny. So getting into Set It Off, of course, this was directed by F. Gary Gray, who's done a number of pretty good movies. I would argue, like, he's gotten a lot better. He's doing the latest Fast and Furious, right? Isn't that him?
Yes, that is him.
He did Straight Outta Compton.
Yes,
Yep.
he did, which was very, very
Which
good.
was very good, yeah.
So we of course did that a number of months ago. Let's start with Micah this time. What are your impressions of this movie and what's your score?
I'd never seen this movie before.
Really?
Yeah, just because, like,
Okay.
1996, I didn't have any desire to see Queen Latifah and Vivica Fox and some chick I had never seen before, and the girl from A Different World play in this movie. Like, for some reason, I just never got around to seeing it.
Wait, who's in A Different World?
Jada Pinkett.
Oh, right, she was in A Different World. I don't watch that show that much.
But I actually really enjoyed this movie. Like, this movie it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie starring a marginalized group that doing something that is not stereotypical of that group.
Yeah.
And elements of it aren't stereotypical. Like all that shit, all that sass and shit, like that's stereotypical. But then having all that sass rob banks, like that was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's like one outweighs the other.
Right. The movie's okay. It's a little too long. It doesn't need to be 2 hours. There's a lot of that stuff that can get cut out. Particularly a little bit of the relationship stuff. Like you can cut like 20 minutes out of that movie. F. Gary Gray. I mean, look, I'm looking at his filmography. Yeah, Friday. Okay, I like it. Set It Off. I like it. The Negotiator. I like it.
Yeah, I like that movie. You do or do not?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Italian Job. I like it.
Blonde haircut.
Be Cool. I like it. Law Abiding Citizen. I like it.
Be Cool too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like he does a lot of movies that are just like pretty all right movies. Like
He's
they're
he's
nothing.
sort of like a right down the middle.
He's a journeyman director. There's nothing particularly high, and they aren't god awful.
Yeah, I think that's relatively true.
So yeah, and this was the same way, and this was his second movie. So
His first movie Friday?
yeah. So look, all right, I dug it. 3.5 out of 5.
For me, it's right there about 3.5 as well. It is a fun movie. Like you said, it does run a little long, but there is some moments where I'm just kind of like, Yeah, it's kind of nice to see like 4 women kicking ass. Like that's kind of cool, and not just like, oh, we're sitting around like having brunch and talking about men's problems. Like they don't give a shit about any dudes in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. I mean, you talk about whether movies sort of fit that. What is it, the Bechdel test?
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie fits it with no problem.
I mean, they should call it the set it off test.
Yeah, they actually they should, because I mean there is literally one major character who is a man, and in the end, kind of like it's either your homegirls or this dude,
Right.
and she's just kind of like, she's my girls, and
Right.
you know, it's like, that's kind of nice to see actually. I mean, that choice didn't turn out to be the best choice in the world for several people involved, but still, yeah, it was kind of nice to sort of flip that on its head. So I appreciated that, and you know, we just did Soul Food last time, and now this one, we sort of made a pact that we would do 2 very female-centric movies, and I think Soul Food, while being like really cheesy and sort of stereotypical of what black women should be as they are seen by sort of older generations, this movie takes that idea and goes completely in the other direction, which I think makes for a good dichotomy between the two movies.
It feels like someone did this with 4 guys, and F. Gary Gray got it and was like, "Hey, let's just do it with women,"
Yeah.
and it worked.
Yes, because men and women, I mean, fundamentally aren't different. You know, like, yeah, okay, maybe there's some personality things you have to take into account, but arguably, it shouldn't be any different.
Felix is the F in F. Gary Gray.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Keep it. Yeah, Felix is an unfortunate name.
Hey, everybody.
My name is Felix.
How to get beaten up in school. 101.
Yeah, I've seen this movie before. It's been years though. Yes, I'm probably gonna follow with you guys. About a 3.5. It's fun. Like the fact that it's 3 black female characters doing something completely out of the ordinary in a movie, and it's actually pretty solid. Like the acting was pretty solid. I didn't like. It's 2 hours long. It didn't feel like it was 2 hours long to me. Like,
Really?
it kind of sped through. Like you said, there were some of the relationship scenes that could have been cut out, but it didn't necessarily drag out for me.
It wasn't-
like some other movies have.
Yeah, it wasn't cumbersome like some movies.
Right,
Like
it
once
wasn't
it
a
got
long
going,
2 hours.
Right.
It was just once they set it off.
God damn.
He said the name of the movie.
You said it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Like I like it a lot. I've always actually liked the movie. It's just fun, man.
Yeah.
Now,
ending.
when did you see this? Did you see it in theaters?
No, I didn't see it.
I did.
You did see it in
Yeah, I
theaters?
did see it in theaters, and I was like, this is pretty good. Like, I was
probably
kind of
saw
down
it
with it.
on like DVD,
Yeah.
on VHS possibly.
Probably.
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
that time.
but yeah, I've always liked the movie, and coming back to it, it still holds up to me.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
yeah, that's 3.
The only thing that, and you know, this is his second feature film, so I'd have to give him a pass on it. But the one thing that I don't like in movies is on the nose music cues for thematic elements, and you know, it's like they have flashbacks in the movie, and it's like missing you, right? And it's like. All right. Like they do it a couple times in the movie, and I'm just like,
That's sort of like
come
hand
on,
holding your
man.
audience. and
Right. Like the audience is smart enough to get, you know, the emotional weight without one having a flashback of something that happened in the movie 2 hours ago, and 2 having an on the nose music cue saying what the character is supposed to be thinking.
Right.
Like it
It's,
just
it's a pretty cheesy element.
Like that's what they did that in Black or Dynamite, and literally made songs about the
Right.
flashbacks.
right.
So one of the other things that he does in this movie that I always think is funny is, and I don't know what other things he did before doing movies. My guess is he did some
Music
television.
videos.
Huh?
Music
Yeah, he
videos.
did.
Music videos. But he fades to black on certain things where it's like, and go to commercial. Like it feels like a TV movie in that regard. But it was just a couple of times, but I just kind of chuckled. I was like, and like roll the Downey commercial now. You know, it just seemed odd. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly did.
All right, so we open with Francesca Sutton, aka Frankie, played by Vivica Fox, doing what
movies in a row.
Vivica Fox does, whatever that is. And
She's a bank teller.
she works at a bank, and the bank gets robbed by this dude named Darnell.
This guy
And
always plays the same character.
well, he's a rapper.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is that the game?
No,
I know it's not him.
Boom.
the game was like our age back then.
The game's dead.
That one of them was Mac 10. I think this was the West Siders.
Yeah, I think this was like, yeah, I think it was the West Siders. And
One was Mac 10, but the main guy, he had you don't know. Yeah, of
that
course
is.
you don't.
so the West
My
Siders,
hip hop knowledge starts at like 1999, not 1997.
okay, 1999 to 2007.
Not even that long. 2002.
So the West Siders robbed the bank, and
Before you continue,
yeah,
these niggas robbed the bank with no disguises at all.
None.
They just came in with their faces showing. I'm like, that's how you get caught. Like it's 1997 or 1996 or whatever. These places have cameras.
It's not 1940.
They're gonna find you if you already have a rap sheet, which I'm pretty sure you do.
yeah. And you know what you shouldn't have? Very clearly identifying marks,
Right.
say, on the back of your head. We'll get to that. The police questioned Frankie on proper procedure that she didn't
Head
follow.
Yeah, they shoot. Yeah,
They shoot a woman in the head.
Yeah.
right in front.
Oh
of
yeah, that's right. God
Yeah.
damn.
But like, but that was the thing. As I'm thinking to myself, like, big deal that they got this woman like with the gun pointed to her head. I'm like, they're not gonna kill her. They just want the money. Bam! They just blow her head off. I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
Set the
now you're a
tone.
murderer.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cop is like, I know you just saw your friend get shot in the head at point blank range, but why didn't you press the little silent alarm button? What, were you petrified? Were you scared? was that Mac 10 had a Mac 10 and was gonna gun your ass down?
Yeah, that nigga literally had a Mac 10.
It
Like,
was-
why did he have so much firepower?
Yo, to rob a goddamn M&T. Like,
Right, so, like-
what are you doing?
Like a 9mm will be just fine. But one of the funny things is, it's like the guy who's the cop, Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
Scrubs.
Because I can never remember.
Cop
his name.
Scrubs.
Cop Scrubs. What's the name? White
John C.
Scrub.
McGinley.
I forget what his name is.
White
His name
Scrubs,
is somewhere
Black
in here.
Scrubs, Cop Scrubs.
It's like John C. McGinley or something like that.
He's a good actor.
I like that guy.
Yeah, I
He's
do
good
too.
in everything he's in.
His name in the movie is Detective Strode.
What's his name though? Oh, it didn't
Cop
have it.
Scrubs. I didn't put it in there. It's Cop Scrubs.
But so, Cop Scrubs, like he's
We're really going with Cop Scrubs.
yeah, we're going with that's his name throughout this movie. Sorry, it's either that or Dr. Cox, either one. But yeah, his questioning to her is so bizarre, and he's like, "Yeah, well, were you afraid? Yeah, I was just in a bank robbery. Sorry, like, but yeah, you're trained to do these things. Again, gun pointed directly at my head. Like, no, I would freak out.
Yeah.
I'd start crying and lay on the floor.
We got robbed when we worked at GameStop. And even if we're not there during the robbery, like we all have to come in and get like counseling and all that for a session because the shit is traumatic. You know what I mean?
And were you there when it happened?
Once I was, and the other time I wasn't.
So what happened during the robbery?
So the one that I was at, well, the one I wasn't at, our manager got robbed by a crackhead. Like he literally got robbed by a crackhead.
How did the crackhead
Liberty
afford a
Road.
gun?
I don't know what he did. I don't know if he did this or whatever. But yeah, Brian got robbed by a crackhead.
Look, if somebody points a gun through a jacket, it ain't a gun. I guess it's enough.
The other
You
time,
know what's
He
more
was
threatening?
fucking freaked out.
Showing a gun.
right? The other time,
Who cares?
the time that I was there,
Wasn't it during Christmas?
it was 3 days before Christmas. I'll never forget it. It was 3 days
I
before
wasn't there
Christmas.
either time.
You wasn't there. It was 3 days before Christmas. It was this big dude named Irwin and this little dude named Ricardo.
I remember that. Yeah.
And
Like,
It's like the start of a skit.
well,
I mean, I'm putting.
don't read ahead.
I'm right. I'm putting video games up on the walls, right? While Ricardo and Irwin, and Irwin's a big dude. Like he's big, and he could be intimidating if you put some bass in his voice. But it's very hard to be intimidating. One, when you're a big old geek, and two, you're wearing a fucking Dragon Ball Z club shirt. So it's kind of like he's one of those black nerds who wears like them club shirts. You know what I mean? And look, you know, I'm not
least imitating or
intimidating
person.
And look, I'm not judging you for wearing a club shirt. Like I had a club shirt.
It's 2016. I am absolutely.
No, this was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
I've never worn a club shirt, so I know you two have.
Yes, I was a giant dork.
So I'm putting these games away, and there's other people in the store, and the robber comes in, unbeknownst to me, because my back is to the wall. All of a sudden, like I hear a bunch of rustling and all this, and I'm like, "Yo, Erwin, what is up with that?" Oh. And this dude, I remember he had a brown shirt and he had a brown jacket, white shirt, and like dark pants on. And like I saw the gun, and he was like, "Give me the money." And Erwin's just, and Ricardo doesn't know what the fuck to do. Ricardo was damn near having a heart attack, and the dude got in and out like a goddamn ninja, right? And we were there, and we were like, "Yo, we don't have any money in the till." But these ignorant ass customers, because it was December 22nd, and all these Johnny-come-lately fucking dumbass people were like, "Oh, we got to get a Christmas gift for my kid." So they were like, "Hey, can we still buy this?" And we were like, "We just been robbed."
Were they in the store?
Yeah, they were in the store. They were in the store. Like, that's how smooth this guy was. He was in, out, and gone. And he hopped on the bus to get away. He hopped on the bus. Like, he timed it. He timed it, man.
That shit is
like
so
jumped
fucking
on,
funny to me. Yeah.
He timed it. And they were like, and I'll never forget the game, because the game was called Get on the Mic.
Oh, fucking, I know.
You remember that game?
I remember that game.
And they were like, "Yeah, but we just want to buy this gun. We don't have any money in the till." And they were like, "I got a credit card." And we were like, "We just got robbed." "Yeah, but it's 2 days before Christmas." And we were like, "All right, we'll do it if you agree to stay and wait for the police to come so you can tell them what happened and give your side of the story so that maybe they can help out."
Stay? Like, no, nigga.
Those motherfuckers bolted. They were gone. Like, I don't need that game that bad, and I'm gone.
Wow.
That's fucking funny. Man.
See, now look, did you remember your procedure though?
My procedure
No,
was
my procedure
still.
was get the fuck out of sight.
Yeah.
That was my procedure.
I've never been robbed at work.
I've never been robbed, period.
I have.
Yeah, I know you. I know you have.
Yeah, you've told that one on the show before. Yeah, so, okay, continue.
So
Cop Scrubs is not too pleased.
Cop Scrubs is treating her like shit, and Frankie is legitimately pissed. Like, she has a reason to be pissed. Like, fuck you, yo. Like, I was robbed, you know, and I saw one of my coworkers die in front of me. Like,
It would be pretty traumatic.
yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I couldn't do your job for you and fucking catch this guy, right?
Right.
And she storms off. Then we get to the title
She gets
credits.
fired.
Yeah, she gets fired.
Yeah, she gets fired. That's right.
Right.
That's right. She gets fired, and the bank manager's like, "Yo," the bank manager's like, "We heard you know this guy because you know he was black and you're black and all black people know each other because we know about those meetings." and she was like, "What are you talking about? Like, yeah, I knew him, but I don't know him.
Like, we live in the same hood.
Right, we live in the same neighborhood. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but they tend to herd us all together." And the bank manager was like, "No, we think it was an inside job and you did it." And Frankie is legitimately like, "Fuck you, yo." And then she goes to
totally legit.
she goes to Cop Scrubs partner Charles Dutton's wife in Rock.
Yes. Thank you. I could not place her, but yeah, that's absolutely true.
And she was like, "You ain't even asked me for no water, sister." And then storms off.
Yeah, like, that was kind of messed up. I'm like, she's like drinking water. I'm like, dang, you didn't even get her any water? Like, she's the one who was in the middle of the thing.
She's the victim,
Yeah,
right?
she's like, this water sure is cool and refreshing. Like, yeah, well, you weren't just here a minute ago.
So we get the title of the movie, set it off, in case you, for whatever reason, forgot what podcast you were listening to. And we cut to a 70s graduation party, 70s themed graduation party.
At first, I thought this was a flashback. I was like, this is random. I don't remember this.
Like, how old were they in 1975? What's going on?
And we meet Lita,
Let's go with that.
Stoney, We meet Stoney Newsom, played by Jada Pinkett, Cleopatra Sims, played by Queen Latifah, marvelously, and
She was great.
Yeah, she really was.
Tishawn. When I first saw this, they spell it Tisean. Tishawn.
That's weird.
That's very weird. TT is what I'm. Tishawn, because people spell Sean the wrong way, Sean.
Yo.
Right. Yeah, the wrong way. So TT, and the part is for Stoney's brother Stevie, who can't get into UCLA because they can't afford it. Right.
Right. Well, I think it's just that he's going to UCLA. The
Right.
other people don't know that information.
Right. He's going to UCLA, but it turns out that they can't afford it, and maybe something else later. So we cut to Stoney and Cleo at work. Cleo gives this exposition on the events that we've already seen for some strange reason. So she's like we've seen all this happen, right? We've seen the pre-credit sequence happen. And then Cleo starts describing the pre-credit sequence that the audience already saw. Like, there's no need to do that. Like, that's 5 minutes could have been cut right there. You know what I mean? So we cut to the projects. We get F. Gary Gray's cameo.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the
What the hell was
directors.
that all about?
Just super random.
He's one of the directors now, man. He's just like, hey, I
Wanna
gotta be in my
this
movie.
Yeah. Hey, I don't blame him. He got to ride a lowrider and make it
Hit the switches.
hit the switches and all.
That's it.
Right.
He's like, hey,
Lowrider.
see ya. He's like, I always wanted to drive one of these.
So the four friends are hanging out, and Cleo comes up with an idea on how to make money.
Do you know Lorenz and them got away with 20 grand? 20, jeez. Damn. See, that's what the fuck we need to do. Rob a bank.
Mother, that's crazy.
Really though. The four of us could take a bank. Look at that crackhead Darnell could rob a bank. We could take the bank.
20 G's would save my life right now. Stevie needs tuition. Well, too bad we ain't some hard-up crackhead motherfuckers like Lorenz and them. And sure, we could do some suicidal shit like rob a bank. But we ain't crazy, so we can't.
So now you making the rules?
Frankie, please. Please. Ain't nobody over here gonna be robbing no bank.
Right. We ain't gonna rob no bank. Let's just go in there and blow it the fuck up.
Here you go.
Can you believe after working at that damn bank for 2 years, I can't even get a recommendation for another job?
So, yeah, if you guys are hard up for money, is the first thing you think of to rob a bank?
Hey, we could start our own business. Perhaps we could even all get jobs. Nah, let's rob a bank. I mean, I guess. I mean, I've thought about it. I don't feel like it's a good idea.
Like I've always thought, if I had the teleportation superpower, I would rob a bank.
Oh, like that shitty movie Jumper.
Is that what they did in
Yeah,
that movie?
like he just teleported into a bank vault, grabbed some cash and
That'd be
broke
the
out.
first thing I did.
Yeah, gotta go.
Like, I'd have no record. I'd just fucking teleport into a bank vault and steal the money. Because, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, if that's what you're gonna do. If you're
would.
gonna steal.
I mean, if you have a foolproof plan,
Yeah, that's literally.
then maybe.
Yes. Other
Maybe.
than that, I'm not walking into a bank with 3 of my idiot friends
Right.
with wigs
Wearing
on.
wigs.
Yeah,
They'll never
at
know
least
it's
they
me.
had wigs on instead of the niggas that had nothing.
Yeah.
But flannel jackets.
In the middle of
In the middle of Southern California.
Yeah, right.
California, 98-degree weather.
Oh.
I don't see how that works.
I don't know what we were thinking in the 90s. Bad fashion choices.
So I had never seen this movie, but I saw trailers and stuff for it. And I got to tell you, this is Queen Latifah to me. Like, not the rapper, I admire Queen Latifah because she's a talent, and she has
Super talent.
she's been able to cross over,
You can sing her ass off too.
right. But for the longest time,
I think this movie helped solidify any rumors or thoughts that people had about her being a lesbian.
yeah.
Absolutely. Like, everyone's like, yeah, I saw Set Off. I'm like, one, that's a movie. I don't know if that's true or not true, but it's not actual real life. She didn't actually rob banks. She's not, she's not actually sleeping with that woman. Maybe she is. I don't know, but
She kissed her though.
yeah.
That wasn't fake.
I'm sure that would be the sentiment. But no, I think in a lot of people's minds, yeah, it's like Tupac. Like when he did Juice, it was like, oh, Tupac did other things before that. The second he did Juice, it was like, that's him. Like that's it. And he got labeled that way forever. Yeah. Turns out it kind of was him. But, you know, like to an extent. Was it? What's that?
Was it?
A little bit of it was. I mean, he certainly played into it.
Yeah, that's his fault.
Point. Yeah.
He's dead because of himself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But my uncle was a studio engineer, and he worked with Queen Latifah in the early 90s.
Yeah.
This is
pretty accurate. This is pretty accurate.
Like he said, she would have women in the studio with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for her. Look,
so
it seemed to work out just fine in this movie. I had no problems with it.
So yeah, this was actually.
I always liked Queen Latifah though.
Yeah,
like I think she's like a universally liked person. Like I don't know anybody who's like, yeah, fuck Queen Latifah. Like that's not a phrase that I've ever heard.
Yeah, no one hates Queen Latifah.
No, and like now she's like a cover girl model and stuff like that. Good for her, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's had a hell of a career though.
It's like a jazz album or some shit, like what is like a lounge singing album?
She can really sing.
Yeah, she can actually really sing.
Yeah.
So.
Like I don't know why she didn't go for that of her career instead of rapping, but.
Oh, because in the 90s, everyone.
Yeah, she could have done both, but.
And plus, she was she was unique as far as that goes, because she was like an actually really good female rapper.
Yeah, look, I had the UNITY album. Like, I did. I bet if I looked hard enough, I could probably still find that CD.
What, CD tape? Which one do you have?
I'm pretty sure I had the CD at that point.
Oh, excuse me, Big Money Grip.
That shit was a while ago.
Right.
I mean, that was around.
I think you had the cassette. No, that was not around.
No. I'm pretty sure I had the CD. I'm almost positive I had the CD because that's when they were selling CDs.
Oh, is that when you bought it in 1998?
No, like I'm pretty sure I bought it right when it came
like 1991.
No, it's not that.
Yo,
God it's not that. It's not that old.
Do you really want to do this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's really not that old. I don't think.
Like
so.
as I'm saying 91 and 92. Maybe 93.
It had to at least be 1994.
No.
I'm pretty sure I remember getting it where the CDs came in that long ass box.
I'm going to say between 91 and 93.
All right, we'll see.
No later than 93.
Between 94 and like 97.
No. You're wrong,
God,
dude.
I don't think I'm right. Sorry, as I'm saying it out loud. But I'm pretty sure, I thought I had the CD. Maybe I just bought it.
Maybe you had the CD and paid like $75 for it.
I was
or
a
your
baller.
mother,
Yeah, my mom paid for it. 100% correct.
Fucking Big Money Grip over here talking about some goddamn. I had CDs back in in 1993.
I did.
When
like my mom had a CD.
Yeah, it came out in 93.
That's what I figured. Between
I said 94. I started 94, so we were close. You were correct, but I was close to correct, which means nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, 98.
We are introduced to Nate Andrews. Nate Andrews is, who's this guy play?
Blair Underwood?
No, that's not Nate.
The kid.
Nate Andrews is the guy that.
Her brother.
No. He's the used car salesman.
Oh, he was from.
I know I've seen him before.
Oh my God, he wasn't in a different world. He plays somebody's father in one of them black.
Yeah,
comedies.
he plays somebody's father.
I don't even
and
remember
I'm like,
who you're talking about.
And I'm like,
the car salesman.
The car salesman.
She's like, look, I need some help.
I need some. She was like, the car salesman wants Stoney to work for him.
Oh no, I know where you know where he is. He's the black bailiff from Night Court. That's who he is.
All right, that's that. He's got to be in something else. No. I remember him being somebody's daddy, which made the next couple of scenes really weird.
Look, him being the bailiff on Night Court was enough for me. I was like, yeah.
I don't. It's a sitcom.
Yeah.
He's a father in a comedy show. I can't remember what it is.
So Nate wants Stoney to work for him, right? And Stoney is like, all right, but I need an advance. And Nate was like, what you gonna give me for that advance? And she was like, nothing, nigga.
Get out of my face.
And he was like, well then you ain't getting shit. Money.
Yeah, so, look, that was a risky gamble, and he played it right. He was like, no, bye.
He caught her bluff, boy.
Yeah, he certainly did.
God damn. So she reluctantly agrees, and she gets raped by fucking somebody's daddy.
No, I wouldn't say she got raped.
Did she want to do it? Did she willingly
slept with him. She just hated herself for it.
So sex through coercion isn't rape?
It's not through coercion. She did it. it's just sex that she absolutely regretted. She was like scrubbing her skin like Jim Carrey in the second Ace Ventura. Yeah, the crying game scene.
Was that the first one?
That was the second one.
No,
Was the first one?
yeah,
Yeah, it was the
second.
second.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah.
So we cut to Cleo, Stoney, and TT. They all work for, and now Frankie. They all are maids for like Luther's, maid service.
Luther was a piece of shit.
Luther, look, I have here. They're all working for a shitty boss.
Yeah, like he was the
Yeah,
dick
he was
to
a
them.
terrible person.
So after work, the 4 girls go and get high and reflect on the state of their lives. Again, another scene that could have just didn't necessarily.
I mean, but yeah,
Yeah, on the roof.
but I guess that was sort of like female bonding, right?
I guess so.
Instead of the standard would be like them sitting around drinking Chardonnay or some obnoxious fucking scene. They're smoking weed on a roof in the.
I didn't mind them smoking weed. It was kind of funny watching. Is this what people do when they get high? Is this how they act?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this how this happens?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get high.
Yeah.
I've seen people get high.
Yeah, people will get like, some people get goofy, some people get really quiet. Like Jada Pinkett gets like super quiet and like introspective and then just burst out laughing.
Like the one time I was at a party where people were
You guys are
smoking.
the biggest fucking like do-gooders. Last time I was at a party where people were doing drugs.
Where people were smoking the reefer, as the kids call
Grass,
it.
is that what they still call it?
And he was one of them. He was one of them dudes that was talkative and borderline hotep. Trying to tell me about well, this, that, and the other, and the white man, and this, that, and fucking black man, and white man. I'm like, all right, yo, I don't care, man. I don't care. So Frank and Cleo are still down for robbing this bank. While they
Be
get
friends
high.
with people like that.
So Stoney surprises her brother with the money that she got from letting that dirty old man have sex with her.
Not
And
worth it.
Stevie confesses that he's not going to college because he didn't actually get accepted. And she's, again,
I'd have kicked
Jada
his
Pinkett's like, did you know what I had to do
Yes,
to get this money?
He was like, what?
I don't know. It should have been, do you know who I had to do to get this
Right.
money?
And it's not like it was a gift, it was a loan. So you can't,
He
like,
still got to pay it back. Although
she ripped it up, because what's the point?
Yeah,
Ugh,
not worth it, man.
nah,
For
man.
a loan too? Nah, yeah.
So Stevie meets with his friends who happen to be the crew that robbed the bank earlier. And Cop Scrubs looks at the surveillance and notices that one of the dudes has an AP cut into his hair.
Did
For
you ever have
like
any words or
Acorn
anything like
projects.
that cut into your hair back in the day?
No words. I had like crazy parts and stuff, but no words.
What about you?
I like the part with the Gumby.
I had my name at one point.
Yo,
I did.
you.
God damn it.
Damn, they put Men's Warehouse all the way around.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Where, in the back of your head?
I think it was on the back. Yeah, it was just my name, Jay. That's all.
I don't have the head for that. I
You
really
can put
don't.
way more. On the
I
back.
don't have the head.
Like you get, you do one of those sort of like if you like download software and they have like the whole like EULA, like you could just get, you got the version to do all that.
You put my whole goddamn name on there. All fucking 17 letters and shit.
In a row. Not even, you don't even have to fucking space it in.
So yeah, Stevie's brother, or Stoney's brother Stevie, is hanging out, with the crew, and Stevie's like, "Wow, that's a really cool AP you got on the back of your head."
It was like Acorn Projects.
Yeah. And he was like, "You want one?" It's like, "No, I don't know." Like, "Hey, bitch, go get him a haircut and put AP on it." She's like, "But he ain't even from AP." She's like, "Shut up, bitch, and do what I tell you to do." Fine. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like that was like literally. Oh,
So he gets the AP. So he gets the AP cut in his head. Now, he walks out carrying a bottle of champagne, because they gave him champagne for graduating. And the police are doing a raid. They just happen to be doing a raid at the same time. And the police wrongfully mistake Stevie for the bank robber because he has the AP in his head. So, in effect, an innocent black man minding his own goddamn business was murdered by incompetent police. I saw somebody put a meme. Somebody put a meme in our Facebook group.
I saw that shit.
That shit was so funny, man.
That was so fucking apropos.
Right.
And they didn't know we were doing this fucking show.
Right. He didn't know we were doing this movie.
What was that joke?
But it was a picture of Stevie.
Oh, really?
And they described the situation.
Oh, God.
You know, this innocent black boy was gunned down by the cops, and all he was trying to do was pull out some champagne, and they mistake it for a gun, and they murder him. And I'm like, yo.
You have
Don't
no
read
idea. That's what's happening now. I always enjoy that when I see comments or something about a movie, and I'm like, we just did this. You just don't know yet. Like, we'll see you in 2 weeks. That's funny.
This incident prompts Frankie to go ahead and suggest that they should rob a bank.
Well, during that scene, he gets gunned down, and then they raid the apartment. And that dude took out like 7 fucking
Right,
like
right.
cops in riot gear.
Right, it's like
Well,
he was
he had
the
like a-
boss.
He had an Uzi, but still, like it was one guy just shooting out of a fucking closet.
Right.
It's like,
Like, yeah, here's a solution. Just light the closet up with
Right.
as many bullets in it.
and then I noticed after everybody died, when they were covering up the bodies, they were lying on the ground outside. So did they like throw him over the rail? Because he had to have died inside the house, right?
Maybe they carried his bloody ass body down
And then threw him on the ground, like,
they
along
just
with the rest of
threw
the
him
fucking
there.
cops.
Yeah.
That shit was weird to me. I'm like,
You would think they would have dealt with that
Yeah.
upstairs.
it was very strange.
Yeah, I agree.
But that scene was weird. Like he killed a lot of cops.
So yeah, everybody comes over and Jada Pinkett is crying her eyes out, and Frankie's like, yeah, we need to rob a bank. That'll show him.
What kind of shitbag logic is that? Oh, did your brother die? Let's go rob the FDIC.
So
Okay.
so Stoney is now willing to go along with robbing a bank because she's emotionally unstable, and she's like,
got
I
nothing
ain't gonna, how am I gonna pay for this funeral, and you know, this, that, and the other. And TT is a mother, and she is initially opposed to the idea. So
I don't like TT's character.
I don't like TT at all.
Yeah. She's too whiny for me.
She's Captain Buzzkill. She's the my role in like a group that wants to drink. And then I'm like,
She's the
hey
Micah
guys,
of it.
I don't drink. It was like, oh,
I guess we'll all have fun alone.
right. I guess we all have to make sure that you don't go crazy and try to drink something. I don't know.
You're the TT of the group. That's fine.
I'm the teetotaler.
What? You're the teetotaler.
So cut to TT and Stoney casing the bank where Frankie used to work.
This scene is so fucking dumb. They walk into the bank. They're looking up at the camera. It couldn't be more obvious. They're like, oh, what's
Right.
going on?
One's hiding behind a pillar.
Right.
Whoa, wonder what happens. And so then you meet
So
another character.
then we meet Keith Weston, played by Blair Underwood, who just straight up like, Jada Pinkett, you fine, and I'm new in town, so you should come with me on a date.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Because he looks like Blair Underwood.
Right, because he looked like Blair Underwood.
But it was really funny.
It didn't look like Blair Underwood's daddy. He had to dangle $20,000 in front of Jada Pinkett to get her to come on with him.
But it was really funny. I was talking to somebody about doing this movie yesterday, and they were like early 50s like white woman. And I was saying, oh, we're doing Set It Off. And she's like, oh, I've never heard of that. And I was telling her about it, and I was like telling who was in the movie. And I said, oh, and Blair Underwood's in it. And she just stopped. She goes, oh, I like Blair Underwood. And I said, yeah, most women do. Yeah. And it was so funny because it was like, whoa. Blair Underwood's in this movie. Maybe I'll watch it. Power of Blair Underwood.
Fucking yeah, Jada Pinkett, yeah.
Shade up.
fucking Queen Isis, whatever. I don't know, Blair Underwood. Ooh, hey now.
So he was on Sex and the City. I'm like, I know, calm down. Like Rosie. Yeah, he was.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. How does
Sex in the City?
right? How does she know who Blair Underwood is? But that's why. Huh?
No, Blair Underwood's been around since like L.A. Law. He's been around for a
Oh
while.
yeah, that's right. He was
He's
on
like
LA
50-something
Law.
years old himself.
The Law. TT cut to the girls at work. TT has to bring her son to work, and while not paying attention and being a negligent mother, TT's son.
The court will rule whether or not she was naked.
TT's son drinks like bleach or whatever, and
Right, this scene was hilarious to me.
Hey, a kid almost died by drinking bleach.
Because the way it was cut, like, okay, he's sitting next to the cabinet with there, and they cut to them, and all of a sudden you hear a kid crying. Like, I don't know why that shit was funny to me, but I'm like, what made him cry? Did he get bleach in his eyes? Did he drink it?
I feel like he probably just like
spilled it.
like drank some Windex or something. I don't know.
should have
Like bleach would have killed it.
Should have had that Mr. Yuck logo on it.
I don't think it would have helped.
No, that kid was
That
like,
kid was like 2 months old.
Mr. Yuck, delicious.
Oh, that looks like a
Smiley face.
orange, lemon.
The negligence prompts child services to take the son away. Because of this, TT commits to the plot as well as to get the money that she needs to get her kid back.
Yeah, I thought this was a little odd. Like, okay, so she's trying to get her kid back, and she's like, "Oh, I need money or what have you." What are you gonna just pay
Pay the judge.
pay the judge with like Chris 20s from a bank? Like,
Are you gonna put it in your account?
Well, I figured.
Like, how does this gonna work? You rob the bank, and then how do you make the deposit?
you go to the same bank and you're like, "I'd like to make a
But yeah, I'd
deposit."
like to deposit $4,000 because that's all it was.
Yeah.
It was
20
$20,000.
3,000. Their first
Was it
robbery.
12?
Yeah, they got about $12,000. They said,
Yeah.
$3,000 a piece.
and they were well, we'll get there. They were living it up like they robbed. They
Oh,
each got $12,000.
We about to get there right now. The ladies learn how to shoot from Dr. Dre.
What a random cameo.
Dr. Dre is in this movie,
Bizarre.
yo.
I was like,
I'm
oh.
assuming because F. Gary Gray directed some Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre videos.
Yeah.
Did he direct
I think
Dre
so.
Day?
I don't know
think
if he
he did.
directed Dre Day, but he might have.
But, I mean, that comes full circle with him doing Straight Outta
Yeah.
Compton years later. That's
Oh, he's a big fan. He's a big fan of NWA.
Oh, that I
He's
did
from
know.
Cali, right?
Yeah. So, oh no, he's from New York.
Is he?
Yeah,
Really?
from New York. But yeah, he did. Oh, he directed It Was a Good Day,
Oh.
and Natural Born Killers, and Keep the Heads Ringing.
Okay.
I heard
Favorite
that
of a
song the other
teacher
day.
of mine.
Ring ding dong, ding a ling ding ding dong.
Stop that.
So yeah, Dr. Dre is like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to shoot,
They didn't
and
have any protection.
huh?
You know how loud guns are?
Oh,
Indoors?
yeah,
Right, they're just
yeah.
like firing off.
Yeah, look. This is a movie where Queen Latifah is dual wielding Desert Eagles. I don't think they know anything about guns in this movie.
I was
Jesus
like,
Christ.
I don't think you're just shooting a Desert Eagle just single-handedly.
Right.
I don't think that was
And,
Desert
and
Eagle.
not have shot and hadn't had any gun work.
I thought
No, they
one
weren't
of
Desert
them.
Eagles.
I thought one of them things was like this fucking.
No,
big.
one was a Desert Eagle. They
Was it?
weren't both Desert Eagles. One was a Desert Eagle and the other one was like a 9mm or something like that.
Yeah.
But
'cause
one of them certainly was. I was like, a Desert Eagle is not a gun that should exist. It's just not.
It's too fucking big.
It's too big.
It's too big to be a goddamn pistol.
Yes, it should be a rifle.
Way
like a 50 caliber pistol.
But yeah, they had no ear protection, so they should all be deaf.
Yeah.
I'm just
And they shouldn't know how to shoot.
logical.
Like, sorry,
I'm just
like
going by logic. Yeah.
Well, they're all deaf, which is fine, but they're going to need more money to help with their medical bill. So henceforth, they have to rob even more things. It all makes sense, really, when you don't think about it.
so.
okay.
We get right to it. Stoney, Cleo, and Frankie robbed their first bank, and TT just rolls out. She chickens out because she's like, I can't do it, and just runs away like Kermit the Frog and shit. But they rob the bank, and it is a success. And after the first robbery, this happens.
Now that's how you work it. That shit was brilliant.
Frankie, we robbed a bank!
Ah! Woo!
Listen to me. That is a lot of money. Are we gonna get away with this?
What do you mean, are we gonna get away with this? What does this look like?
What? Is it ours?
What? Yes.
What? Shit. Did you lock that door? And where have you been?
I caught the bus. Yo, we weren't ready. You know we weren't ready.
Look, if I didn't set it off, we'd be cakes and bakes for the next 2 months. I had to push y'all. Woo! Woo! It worked, didn't it? Look, Tashawn, it's over. We got about, what? About 12 G's. $12,000 in 60 seconds. Why don't you come over here and sit down beside me? Okay? Come on. Woo. Cleo, sit.
Queen Latifah absolutely stealing that scene.
Oh, and she has no lines.
She has one line said 3 times. Woo!
She's so excited, just dancing in the background the whole time. I love it.
It's so funny, man, because
Happy shit to rob a bank.
it feels genuine too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the way she's playing it, she really, she's very believable as this character. I'll just say.
She's from Jersey. Is that what she said? Yeah.
She was born on the same day you were.
Was that right?
Yeah,
Lovely day.
yeah.
It is.
Couple of fucking class acts over there.
Whatever. I just found out the other day that my birthday is the same day Caligula came to power. So say whatever you will about that.
So we get a quick scene of the police investigating the robbery, and then we get another scene of the 4 ladies divvying up the money.
Okay.
Frankie, Cleo, moi, and TT. TT? She ain't getting a cut. Look, Frank, I ain't for your shit tonight, all right? TT needs it more than any of us. Look, she didn't do anything. She walked out.
Who the fuck cares? She was there.
No, fuck that. She didn't do nothing, so she ain't getting nothing. Forget it.
Frankie, I don't want your money. Now, if you want to kick my ass, then come on, let's just get it over with, because I am sick of your shit. I need that money.
It ain't you I'm mad at. Damn. I'm sorry I was tripping. You're my girl.
I need this.
You are so special, Frankie.
Still ain't do shit.
So a couple of points. I like the fact that while these are supposed to be our protagonists,
Right.
they all have different motivations for doing what they're doing. Cleo is doing it out of pure greed, which is.
She's just having a fucking blast.
And look, I absolutely look. She's my favorite character in this movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She is the definition of a ride or die chick.
Vivica Fox's character is doing it out of some form of like twisted vengeance.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are doing it out of necessity.
Yeah. Would you have given TT the money?
No, sorry.
Even if the kid got taken?
That ain't my kid.
So okay, hold. Let's run a.
Do I know
scenario.
TT like that?
Let's just run.
They
a,
do
let,
know TT like that.
Yeah, let's just run a scenario here. The 3 of us rob a bank together. Terrence chickens out.
See, that's the thing. Like the 3 of us wouldn't chicken out. All right,
The three of us and Jack.
let's pretend we had a 4th.
Jack is gonna chicken out.
Right.
No, Jack was the first one to run in.
Right.
Fucking guns and blades.
Let's pretend we had a 4th who would just roll the fuck out and is not here fucking robbing this bank right here.
Right.
Would I give that person a cut? Look, I like that person. No, I wouldn't. Sorry. I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't.
What if they really needed it though?
So do I. You think I don't need money? Who doesn't need money? I need money.
I need money too.
I also need it.
Oh, there you
Like
go.
that's an extra $1,000 for us, a piece.
Yeah. You don't want $1,000?
Extra?
Yes.
Ran out?
Alright, you be shit.
Yeah, SOL, bro.
I mean, look, you can come do the next one. Don't run off next time. Maybe that'll give you some incentive to fucking step it up. I'm just saying, man.
You could truly set it off.
Yeah, nah, yo.
No,
You
man.
ran the fuck off, dog. Like if you run off,
But okay, in the consideration of TT's character in
you may get
having
like
the kid.
$50.
$50, god damn. You're not gonna give it to her on loan?
Guess what? Like,
On good faith?
that money alone that they have, while it came easy, it's not a lot.
It's not a lot at all.
No, it's not. So what's the big deal parting with,
So that means I need all I can get. Nah.
you guys are terrible friends, man.
Better
I'm
keep
really-
cleaning them goddamn buildings.
Right.
Like shit, yo, you ran off, yo.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. This ain't no goddamn charity. All right? Put it to you this way. You gonna give your check, do you tithe, nigga?
I don't go to church.
All right then.
What do I look like giving 10% of my money to anything? To the building fund? No.
You would give the money to somebody that's ran off?
Oh, no.
This guy's full of shit.
I'm just asking
This guy's full of shit.
I'm just asking a question. No. I'd be like, TT, you're asking no.
Right. I need this money. Like, I'm sure you do.
Look, I need this money. Well, you needed it. We needed you as a fourth man. But where were you when we needed you, TT?
Where were you?
You were cowering, getting on the bus, riding here an hour late. No, I wouldn't give it
And not locking the door.
Yeah.
Like if
Like
you
you're
lock the door,
you're also not a good parent.
yeah.
So no, I'm not
I
gonna
don't know
give
what
you.
you're gonna do with that money.
Yeah, you're probably gonna use it.
She couldn't get a babysitter. That was the problem. That's why she had him with her.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
she didn't
get
watch
it.
She didn't watch her kid.
I get it.
Get a baby Bjorn. Put your fucking kid on there and get the scrubbing. Like that's not my problem.
Why couldn't they have the kid in the same room? They could have like put the kid on the table or some shit.
The kid was the kid in the same room? I thought the kid was in
No,
the
she
same
like
room.
put her in another room. That's why he got into the bleach and drank it or whatever the fuck he did. I don't know what the hell the kid
Poured
did.
Windex on its head. I don't know. I don't know babies, guys.
I didn't know that they had like. Wait a minute.
Don't look for the logic.
No, yo, fuck this. We gotta go back because like bleach
know
bottle. This bleach bottle is supposed to be like childproof, right? This ain't like 1957. This is 1998.
This baby is a
This baby's
genius.
fucking smart. They were able to open up a bottle of bleach
Like
or
hold,
Windex or whatever the
Whatever
fuck
it
it
was,
like
yeah.
push it together and turn it at the same time. So there's a lot of dexterity.
That baby's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I
She
feel
is
like.
a good parent.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the baby needs to be taken from her because she's clearly not giving the baby the stimulation that this baby with amazing Spider-Man-like agility requires.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't. Stoney goes out on a date with Keith. I can't remember. No, that's not it. So Stoney goes out on a date with Keith. Cut to a scene where Cop Scrubs and Mrs. Rock are investigating a surveillance tape. One of the cops, I think Cop Scrubs, recognizes Stoney
Yeah, he does.
and wants to bring her and Frankie in. The captain is afraid of the bad press that could come from it because of the fact that
They murdered
an
her brother.
incompetent police force murdered an innocent black man.
Wait, that's the sick. You're looking at the wrong.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong camera?
No, you're looking at the right one.
Is it this? Which one is
No,
the
they're
single?
I don't know.
That's the.
I don't know. Either way.
Doesn't matter. That needs to be edited in, right? They'll figure it out.
So yeah, the captain is like, no, we don't need any. We don't need you bringing her in
I
after you
love,
murdered her brother.
but like, that is, look because the captain is black, right? Was
Yeah,
he?
the captain's black.
Right. Like, I get his point, but what kind of shitty police work is that? Hey, she's in the video. Hey, man, look, we can't.
We can't afford it right now.
Like, from a PR perspective, like, no, dude, that's literally her. She's right there. I can show you the tape.
Like, hold off on that for a little bit.
Like,
because
look,
we
Cop
Let's see how
Scrubs.
this plays out.
Like, look, Cop Scrubs, we're gonna need more evidence. Like, okay, she's in the fucking video.
So we cut to Cleo and her girlfriend, fake Amber Rose, lezzing out on top of Cleo's
You're
car.
a fucking ass. Look, I'm watching this movie with my wife, who enjoyed the movie, but she goes, "What the fuck is she wearing?" And I was like, "Look fine to me."
Right.
I did not have a problem with Queen Latifah's girlfriend's outfit.
She was like mute through half the movie too.
She didn't say anything. Like they made a point of it. They're
Right.
like, that bitch don't say nothing.
Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Could she not act?
I don't know. Probably not. She was probably just one of them video hoes that.
Probably a stripper.
Right. Yeah, that's it. She's probably a
Queen
stripper.
Latifah's like, "I like you. You could be in mine." All right. God bless. And I love how they didn't stop. Like, she's like dancing. Like, Queen Latifah is laying down on the hood of her car. Is that
Yeah.
where they were? She's laying down on the hood of her car. This woman is standing over her, like dancing or whatever, kind of like a slow striptease kind of thing. The other three women walk in, and Queen Latifah's like, "So what?" They don't even stop. They even stop. Like, damn, have a little bit of like couth for your friends. Like, no.
No. She just fixed her car up too.
Yeah.
She used all
She
of the money.
blew
they
her
fucking-
$3,000
right,
to fix
the
her
goddamn
car.
up. Because that
That's
was
the mo-
probably like $3,000 worth of work to like
Right.
got hydraulics and the fucking wheels on there and everything.
Literally,
Paint job.
literally the most niggerish way to spend $3,000.
Like she literally blew all of it on her car.
Yeah, like, look, this is all
Good
I
job.
need. Like, okay, I mean, you could invest 1,000 of it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Roth IRA,
Yeah.
401, 401k.
Yeah, because that's what Cleo was gonna do. Walk into a
she's
bank,
gonna-
be like, I'd like to put into a Roth IRA.
Like, oh, okay, that's cool. You'll be dead in 5 weeks.
The other ladies come in and they tell Cleo that the boss Luther fired her because and then they
coming to work.
Right, because she stopped coming to work off of $3,000. Like
You
That
just
she
burnt
just
it up.
blew on
Right,
her
did you
fucking
just-
car.
Maybe show up to work next Wednesday. How about that?
and
I'm gonna live forever.
they notice a change in Cleo's demeanor ever since the robbery. Cleo and Frankie are ready to rob another bank, and Stoney is like, no, like we did this, like let's just lay low for a while. Then an argument happens, and we have a clip of that.
Oh, man. Oh, shit, girl. What is you doing?
Cleo, how come you ain't been to work in a week?
Cause look what I got here. I bought my baby some new things. Check them out.
Luther said you fired. Cleo. Cleo! We gotta act like nothing's different. All right, now you need to get to Luther's and get your job back.
Man, Luther can kiss my ashy kneecap.
This money got you tripping.
I know you out of money by now, Cleo. Now what you gonna do?
Rob another goddamn bank. What the fuck is y'all thinking?
Hold on, we said once, Cleo, to get us enough change to get us up out of here.
And that's all it is, Stoney. We need some real money. I don't know how far out of town you plan to get, baby sister, but you ain't getting far on $3,000.
Oh, really? All right, Louise, you take Thelma over there and y'all go rob another bank if you all that.
Fuck you. I know you ain't finna back down on us now that we need you. I want some more motherfucking money.
Cleo, you are real high and you acting real stupid. You need to get that gun off my face.
Ever fucking raise a gun to me again.
What? Are you gonna hit me, motherfucker? Stoney, we go back to first grade. You've been my piece for 20 years. Get off of me. You know what? I ain't fucking with you no more.
Yeah, well, fuck you too.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck her.
So that scene, one, Jada Pinkett is considerably smaller than Queen Latifah.
Yo,
Like, she's so much shorter than her, and like just small in general in stature. Like, Yeah, I'd have grabbed the bottle too and I cracked it right over her head. Like, you can't pull a Desert Eagle out and point it in my face.
Fucking Desert Eagle.
She goes, "You gonna hit me?" Yeah, I am. With something hard to take your big ass down. 2, the second she moves the gun away from her face, she smacks the shit out of me. Like,
I forgot that happened. I'm like, God damn.
Like, all right, well.
She ain't no bitch.
No. I really like Jada Pinkett Smith in this movie. Or Jada Pinkett, as she's known at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's super fine too in this movie.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Like, there's a number of Jada Pinkett movies that I'd like to do. Like, as much as I find her absolutely obnoxious as hell in that movie Woo, she looks super good in that movie. And then Low Down Dirty Shame, I like her in that. She's really good in that.
Yeah.
That's a funny movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, she wasn't gonna take any of Queen Latifah shit. Like, nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So Cop Scrubs is still investigating the robbery, and he stakes out Stoney's place and gets info on the rest of the women, because he sees them going in and out of cars and stuff like that.
This is the problem with female bank robbers. It is the easiest to identify because there aren't that many. Like, it's like, oh look, 4 women who look moderately like those people. That's totally them.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
this is easy.
Meanwhile, Stoney and Cleo eventually make up, and they have a heart-to-heart talk.
Okay.
Look, I'm sorry. You're sorry. Let's just put it all behind us. Come on. We've been through worse.
Apology accepted. But you know you need to come back in with us. You ain't got enough money to get out of town.
You're right about that. But I want more than that. I mean, is this the only way? See, because I want to be somebody who doesn't have to do this crap. You know what I'm saying?
Stoney, you can go to suburbia and start a new life. But we ain't nothing but hood rats. Now, I can live with that. You can't. Hood is where I belong. I mean, what am I gonna do in Hollywood? Or 1,000 Oaks or some shit? Man, shit.
Why we gotta roll over and accept that, though? We gotta have a plan. What does our future look like? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I don't know. And I don't care. And I ain't thinking about 5 years from now. I'm just trying to get through the day.
So yeah, message, right?
Yeah,
Like,
why do we have to roll over and take what we're given? It's a good point. And the solution to that is to become a felon by stealing from people who have proper businesses.
I feel like they chose the wrong path.
Yeah, you think?
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Like, oh, why do we have to accept these things? Yeah, you're right. We should do better for ourselves. Yeah, let's go rob these motherfuckers. Like, that's not the solution.
the solution was,
I mean, it is a solution.
It's not the proper.
If it works, hey.
the
got away
solution
with
was
a lot
to
of money.
rob a better bank.
Yeah, right. One that perhaps carries more cash on it.
So the foursome agree to do at least one more job. They robbed Rocky Balboa Savings and Loan.
Is that what it's called?
It's called Balboa Savings and Loan.
Rocky Balboa. Anyway.
Things don't go as smoothly as last time, but they are successful. The women stashed the money in an air vent at one of their work sites, because you can't just rob a bank and then, like you said, open a checking account.
You trickle in $120 a week.
So they stashed the money in the air vent at one of their work sites. And Stoney and Keith go attend a banking event at a restaurant. When Stoney comes in to go to the gala or whatever, she is wearing the most ridiculous outfit that I've ever seen in my entire life.
What, the fucking clown dress?
Yeah, like a Japanese clown dress.
Kimono.
Yeah, a
weird.
clown kimono. It was weird, man.
And it was bright. It was super bright. She's like, do I look good? And he's like, yeah, you look great. Like, you're lying, Blair Underwood.
Right. The dude was like, driver, let's make a stop at Neiman Marcus or whatever. you know.
Anywhere but here. So he buys her a nice black dress, which she looked pretty fantastic in it.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a lot better going into that gala than look like you picked up someone that had Ringling Brothers on your forehead. It's ridiculous.
So
She was hood chic.
So Cleo, Frankie, Cleo, Frankie, and TT show up for work another day, and they find that Luther has discovered the money and has quit his job and rolled out.
How did he find the money? He was like, hey,
Maybe
I wonder what's
he
in
was
this
cleaning.
vent. Snap. I just take the money. It was just so bizarre. Like, it would have been one thing if you saw him, like, kind of seeing them do it or something. I guess he did.
Yeah. So the women track down Luther, and they find him at a motel doing the first thing that any nigga newly into money does, fucking a white woman. when they confront Luther, he pulls a gun on Cleo and is subsequently killed by TT.
See? Look, if you would have given the money to your friend, the fourth person, they would have had your back.
Or maybe I just wouldn't have been as irresponsible as Cleo was.
That's an option.
Yeah. How about I always keep my gun trained on my target?
Yeah.
How about that?
Just like the police.
God damn it.
Anyway, topical.
Cleo is saved by TT, and Cleo takes the woman's driver's license to prevent her from contacting the police. That's why I don't think it was a hooker.
Move. Yeah, that was really fucking smart.
Like,
yeah, that was smart.
I'll come to your house and murder you, in so many words.
Afterwards, Detective Cop Scrubs.
Oh, but they don't get the money. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. They don't,
I guess
they don't know
he.
where it's at.
I guess he just burnt all of that money up on cocaine
What the fuck did he buy?
Cocaine and white
Bunch of
prostitutes.
jewelry and
Watches and shit.
Yeah.
Like that, you put all the money already? That was enough for 4 people to hopefully move out of town. He was like, this is a cocaine-fueled Saturday. It's like a Jean-Claude Van Damme weekend. Like, good Lord.
So Cop Scrubs comes up and he takes Cleo into custody for questioning, to put her in a lineup.
And by the way, all the while, Cleo, every time they rob a bank, they steal a car to use as a getaway car. This is maybe one of the dumbest things of all time. This is proving that criminals are stupid. She takes out the CDs of the music in the cars that she steals, and she throws them out the window if they're not good. And then she puts in whatever she wants to listen to. But your fingerprints are on every single CD you throw out the window. So there's a pile of broken CDs outside of where a car was sold, and they're like, hey, my car's gone. Hey, there's all these CDs. Why don't we run it for prints? Oh, look who it is.
She's got a record already.
Yeah,
Good job.
dumb. Yeah, that was smart.
So they want Cleo to participate in the lineup, and she does.
You ever had to do that?
No.
Okay. Just
What the fuck kind of question? Do you get paid for that?
I guess you probably.
Like a lineup
I guess you probably do. I feel like it's not worth it because what if the person thinks
Like,
it's
is that
you?
right?
They're like, no,
Hold
dude, I got
up,
paid
no,
to do this.
yo,
It's not me.
hey,
Like,
I'm an
well,
actor.
they said it. It's a wrap. Like, well, that's not.
Yeah, no.
That wasn't worth the $50 I got for that. Thanks.
So
We 3 black men. I'm just checking.
Cleo
We have
is
to deal with some
you ain't shit. Cleo is in the lineup, and she puts 2 and 2 together that well obviously the person behind the two-way mirror is the woman. So she gives this mean mug look like,
Yeah.
I know where you live at.
Yeah. Look, it was a pretty
and
clever
I'm gonna
move.
rape you and kill you.
What the fuck?
Is what you would assume that Cleo's gonna do.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I don't. All right.
It intimidates
Twisted
the
mind
woman.
of Micah, go.
It intimidates the woman, and the woman is like, I ain't seen nothing.
Look, if I saw Cleo standing on the other side and she tapped her shirt pocket where I knew she put my ID, you're right. I didn't see anything. Sorry, no.
They didn't pat her down when she came in? Do they not do that?
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, but this is the same universe where babies can open bleach bottles, so it doesn't fucking matter. Genius babies, non-patting down cops.
Yeah, and also the cop was like, let's not investigate this because we just murdered her brother. So you're right. You're right.
It's a lot of logical leaps being made in this film universe.
Stoney gets angry at Frankie and TT about the incident at the motel, where they killed Luther.
Murdered a guy? He just left his body there?
She's a little pissed about that. And then Cleo arrives and tells them that they need to rob another bank or they'll all be in jail the next morning. I don't really understand that line of reasoning.
If we commit a massive felony, if we don't do that, then we're going to go to jail.
We're going to go to prison.
I mean, there's a chance that both will end up in jail.
Did we skip something? Like the second robbery, was that the one where she busts through the window, or was the last one?
No, that was the second one.
That was the second one, I think.
You just didn't mention.
Yeah, I didn't mention that they burst through the thing in an SUV.
In a Suburban.
Because there was a bum out there.
Being
Look,
harassed by the
that bum was harassing that lady for change, like to the point where that bum was like, come on, lady, come on, I want to just give me some change, come on, like this is why I don't give homeless people money.
Because
this very reason right here, because even though I didn't set it off when it first happened, this is the reason why I've never done it.
So in your twisted, insane mind, if you were robbing a bank, you would want to have a clear path so that you didn't have to drive an SUV through the bank to grab your friends.
Yeah.
And you have to get the bums out of the way, henceforth you don't have to give the bums money.
Yeah.
That seems like the most logical, reasonable thing you've ever said.
There you go.
Continue.
So they're broke, right? They're broke because they couldn't find, the money from Luther, or he spent it or whatever.
I suppose he spent it.
So the women decide to rob another bank, which happens to be the same bank where Keith works. And before they make it out, so they're at this point they're robbing a bank. They drop the wigs, and they get what I think is an even worse disguise, which is just a clear plastic mask. And the reason why I think it's a worse disguise is because the little eye slits don't really give you a lot of, you lose your peripheral. You know what I mean?
I feel like if they had played it, it would have actually been a cooler thing in the movie had they played it where they were wearing those type of masks, but they had ski caps on or something like that, so you couldn't see their hair, and they would have thought that they were men at first. Or, somehow they disguise their voice. Because then that would have played to the assumption that they were men, because men do things like this.
Yeah, because they would have been looking for men.
Right. And, that would have been kind of a cool element. They didn't, because they came in long wigs, and they're like, we're ladies, we're robbing your bank. And it was like, okay, well, it's for women, right? Instead of playing it up the other way, which I think would be a smarter avenue. Which, incidentally, if I robbed banks, I would then wear long wigs, and I would do that voice. And then people would have seen
I come in a fucking blonde wig.
Yeah. You look like 4 Prince Adams. 4 Black Prince Adams.
4 fucking He-Men.
Yeah. Who was it? Well, it was He-Man before he got the power.
It's I have the power to rob this motherfucker.
You only speak in 80s cartoon references. Yeah. Every gang has a shtick. That would be ours.
So so Cop Scrubs and Mrs. Rock they're at the bank, and they're like, hey, there's been a rash of robberies going around.
A meeting.
Right, just be aware, this is what these women look like, and, they're the only 4 black women around robbing banks, they look like this, And Blair Underwood sees, on the CCTV, he sees Stoney, and is like, well, that's obviously Stoney, because there's no other woman who looks like that, robbing banks.
By the way, we did skip over something. The sex scene between Stoney and Blair Underwood might have been the most 90s shit I've ever seen. Also,
with the music?
Well, the
I
music,
think the
just
music made it 90s.
Yeah, the music made it 90s. Just the whole atmosphere, it was a little over the top. I was fine with it.
It looked like a fucking music video.
Yeah. It really kind of
That's what it was.
It reminded me of the sort of sex scene in Superfly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some of the
modern.
Yeah, for the same reason. Look, I hope that was Jada Pinkett. That was. She looked amazing. But yeah, I just thought that scene. I just wanted to point that out. That scene was really good.
So
apropos of nothing, that scene was
It was a very good sex scene.
It was. It was a pretty good sex scene. I enjoyed it. They seem to both enjoy it.
Hey, I agree.
Jada Pinkett got, apparently her mind blown. She had to get the hell out of there the next day. It was like, I can't even deal with this. She had to run back to the nightclub.
Yeah, she's catching the feelings, knowing that, man, I'm about to rob your ass.
Yeah.
So during that meeting, Blair Underwood gets a call from Stoney saying, Stoney's like, hey, meet me at the diner you took me to, or excuse me, the soul food restaurant, because apparently in this era of time, people just said stuff like soul food. Like, no, not the chicken spot. Like no, it's
Please,
like soul food.
perhaps we can meet at the soul food restaurant around the corner.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And that was her way of warning him. And that kind of solidified in his mind, like, shit, we about to be robbed.
Yeah.
Because why the hell? Because he was even like, you better be there.
Please.
Right, right. So cops leave, Blair Underwood leaves, and then they come in like jumpsuits and, you know, translucent masks.
Eyes wide shut mask.
Yeah. And they're like, everybody get on the ground and all this and all that, you know.
Right.
And then someone hits silent alarm and cop scrubs is like, God damn it, we were just there.
Yeah, the worst policing of all time. You literally left the bank 5 minutes ago.
So they come back, they order everyone to drop their weapons as TT and what's her name, Stoney, go down to, you know, place their weapons on the ground. Fucking Dudley Do-Right, the goddamn security guard, fucking sees this opportunity to kill some black people and was like, I'm gonna be justified. And then he goes out and he shoots TT.
Like 2 or 3 times in the chest, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, why did this nigga
Fuck?
do that?
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not a real, one, you're not a real cop. 2, even if you're not a real cop, what are you doing?
Like, take it easy.
Like, you just
the
run
cops
this
are standing
opportunity.
right there.
Right, the real cops.
I'm like, this
was like-
scene doesn't make any sense.
He was like, well, they're not moving fast enough for me. Someone's got to kill one of these.
He's like, let's cut to the chase. Like, all right. And
He's
this
standing his ground.
this prompts Cleo to empty a clip from her Uzi into this guy.
that wasn't an Uzi.
Oh, what was it?
That shit was like that was a straight up, I don't know, it wasn't an Uzi. But it was like
whatever it was, a whole clip
a long gun is what they call them, but
was
Wasn't a
emptied into that.
no, it wasn't. It was a larger weapon.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, that's right.
It was a
something.
straight up like military grade.
It was something
It
ridiculous.
had an arm. It had like a brace for the shoulder. It's like, I thought it, oh no, I
Jesus.
did think it was an Uzi. I thought it was just like a larger Uzi.
It may
Like
have been like an MP5 or something. But
Oh, maybe. Like,
wasn't
again,
an Uzi.
Dr. Dre, why do you have that weapon? How
Like,
did
he
you
was shooting
get
like
it?
a shotgun. Again, with no fucking ear protection. A
A
little early.
grenade launcher in a basement. I was like, all of you are dead.
So, yeah, the security guard comes in, shoots TT. Cleo flips out. They
And then Stoney flips out too.
and then Stoney flips out too because it's like, oh well, everybody's shooting. All right, it's my turn to shoot. They carry TT to the getaway car with Frankie behind the wheel. TT ends up dying in Stoney's arms. So they're in a stolen getaway car trying to get into their actual car.
Right.
And while all that $3,000 worth of upgrades to her car, she forgot about the fucking transmission because she couldn't get because Cleo couldn't get their car started.
That was so funny.
And
It's like Pimp My Ride. It's
Right,
all about
right.
aesthetics. It's not
Right.
about the engine and the car.
Right. So TT ends up dying in Stoney's arms
Yeah, the world's a better place.
before they can make
She
it
was
to the
easily
hospital.
the weakest of the 4, so.
You know, the remaining 3 women flee from the cops in a massive chase that starts at daytime and ends well into the night.
Yeah, this is like Ice-T going after Nino Brown in New Jack City. Goes into the apartment and punches him from daylight into night.
They get, eventually the police kind of trap them in a tunnel. So they decide to split up. So Frankie and Stoney flee with the money on foot.
Right.
And Cleo is just like, I'm going out like a G, right? And she rams that car through the barricade and all the cops are just like firing at the car. And she goes down like a horror movie villain. You know what I mean? Like, you're obviously dead. And, you know, the car comes to a stop, and then she gets out the car full of bullet holes and shit. And it's just like, fuck you, yo. And all that shit, right?
Okay, so before that happens, there's a scene where they're like talking about splitting up, and they're in the car and they're in the middle of this tunnel. There is a helicopter on one end, and there's a helicopter on the other end.
Yeah.
This logical breakdown was very humorous to me. So they're like, all right, well, they're in the middle of the tunnel, and they're like, well, you two get out, and you wait 60 seconds, and you go the other way. You go back the way we came on foot, and I'm going to drive the car. I'm going to be like the ride or die chick, and I'm going to drive the car. I'm going to go out like a G, right? Note to self, I will never at any point decide to go out like a G. I am not driving into a barricade of cops. If I'm going, hey, everybody's locking those doors, and we're driving off that cliff like Thelma and Louise. So that happens. So the two leave on foot the other way. But in this crazy universe, they wouldn't leave one cop car to make sure that there was no one coming out the other way. All the cops just leave. They're like, oh, there's cars going? Fuck it, we're out. And they all leave, and they just run out. I'm like, they didn't leave one cop car? Not one, not the shitty cop just eating the donuts and he's like, I'll just be here to make sure no one leaves. No, they didn't even leave that cop. They just walk right out. They run away. Amazing. I was like, no, that's not how that would have worked, but okay.
Yeah.
The universe is not full of a lot of logic.
Stoney, so Stoney and Frankie are on foot. Stoney hops on a bus while the police eventually catch up to Frankie, and they order her, and Cop Scrubs orders her to surrender. Frankie pulls out a gun on Cop Scrubs, and I forget what she says.
So what's the procedure?
Yeah, like, what's the procedure, motherfucker? And like, well, I mean, the procedure, do you want me to follow the procedure? Because your ass would be dead. Yeah. Eventually, somebody does follow the procedure as Frankie runs away. And this cop shoots her in the back, yo.
Just shoot her in the leg.
Like, well, look, I get it. It's hard to shoot people in the leg, especially when the legs are running. Did you have to shoot her in the back? Like, the back?
I mean, where else is he supposed to shoot her?
Nah, hop in one of them goddamn cars and run her down. I mean, not run her down, like, not run her over with the car, but, you know, like pit maneuver or something, man. Try to take her alive.
No, they don't have time.
No, you point a gun at a cop, you gotta die.
And they also got to remember they killed cops at that point.
Did they kill cops?
They killed them.
Oh, yeah, they killed cops. Well, why didn't they do what regular cops do now and just send in fucking robots to blow them up?
Yeah, that's the thing. How is that a thing, by the way?
It's not.
We're blowing up criminals with robots now?
I never heard that shit before.
That's the first time they've ever fucking done it.
It seems successful.
The cops. Like, they do that shit in the military.
It's like a drone strike?
Like, they think a fucking robot with a claymore.
Right.
Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Like,
this nigga's like, what is, oh, I've seen that. like, huh? What?
Note to self. Johnny 5 is not your friend. Get out of here.
And a robot with an extended arm with a claymore attached.
Like,
the fuck?
It just rides up to you.
Like, we have a gift for you.
Oh no. I've made a grave mistake. Yeah, you did.
Jesus.
Look, if anybody deserved to get blown up with a claymore, it's that guy. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But yeah, don't blow people up with claymores. Like, that's not acceptable.
Stole my name, nigga.
Micah X.
That used to be my AOL screen name.
Yeah, I know. It was dumb.
Really?
Yes. He was so complicated. Please. Oh, the things we did in high school that we thought were cool.
Yeah.
Micah X. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Really?
For a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
For a good long while. That was my screen name, Micah X. Yep.
All right.
Stoney sees this while on the bus, which is headed to Mexico. Cop Scrubs spots Stoney on the bus, but he lets her go after deciding that maybe she's been through enough since we killed her friends and her family.
No.
I agree.
No.
You stop that fucking bus.
No, yeah, you gotta go. Sorry, you get to go to jail.
You got a job to do, cop scrubs.
Yeah, you failed.
He felt bad.
Oh, I felt bad.
So
Like, you
what?
think if it was
what?
any one of us, he would have let us
Oh,
go. He did that shit because it was Jada Pinkett.
Right.
She is kind of
She's fine.
like,
Sorry.
look, even as cop scrubs, I understand. No, if this was 4 dudes, that cop would have been like, hold that bus.
Right. I want a clear shot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Everybody
like,
put
you
your
got a
head
sniper?
down. Yeah, hit the bus right there. But there's innocent people. I'm a police officer. I don't really care.
I got a clear shot. You got a shot, take it.
Right.
Damn.
2 times.
You don't have a shot, give your fucking little robot buddy a bomb and blow that fucking bus up.
We got her.
Stoney eventually makes it to Mexico and takes refuge in a small motel where she mourns the loss of her friends and brother. We could tell that she's mourning the loss of her friends and brother because they flash back to 5 separate occasions within this movie.
Yes.
And Missing You is playing in the background, or something spot on. Like, oh God, we get it, dude.
No, but
We get
not only that is she kind of has that moment of like, oh, I miss them. Oh, it's a flashback. Allow me to swim in this money on the bed like fucking Scrooge McDuck. And it was like, yay.
It's like laughing, crying. I'm hyped because I got all this money, and let me cut my braids off.
Right.
All within 3 minutes. She went through every bit of emotion. It was amazing.
So she cut her hair. She calls Keith, but doesn't
cut
say
that man
anything
right
at
out of her.
first. And then she starts talking, and she doesn't tell him where she is. She assures him that she is all right, thanks to him. And the movie ends with her driving through the mountains with her cut of the stolen money in tow, leaving her old life.
Terminator 2 ending.
That's what it reminded me of
Yeah.
when she was driving off into the sunset.
Yeah.
See you later.
So that's
I
it.
mean,
Set
here's
it
the
off.
thing. Did you like the ending? Is the ending earned?
I kind of wanted all of them to die. I did, man. Like,
No, I think they
as
all
much as-
should have
You
died.
don't get away with fucking crime.
No.
Nah,
You set it off, and now you're dead. That's
Right.
how it works.
right. Like it's right. Like essentially, look, you can get away with this if you try. Like she was
Yeah,
so
that's kind of the
adamant.
lesson.
She was so adamant about not doing it. She did it on emotion, and then she was, I guess, peer pressured into doing it the next 2 times.
Yeah.
And all right, now she has this money and she doesn't have the things that really mean something to her. But she doesn't, and yes, while we see that she is shown being mournful and all that, like, does she change?
Well, okay, so I don't think the ending is about changing. I think that the ending is the ultimate, like, sort of women's liberation kind of thing. Even in the end, she calls this guy and she's like, "Hey, good-looking Blair Underwood, yeah, I'm cool. Thanks for everything." But she doesn't have to rely on him. Like, at no point are any of the women in the movie relying on men, literally at all. I mean, there's barely any dudes really in the movie. But in the end, she is liberated. Yes, her friends have been killed, but she's liberated to live her life as she sees fit.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have gotten to that point without Blair Underwood.
But she could have, however, she could have chosen to not rob the bank, leave her friends behind, and she could have stayed with Blair Underwood, and she would have lived a perfectly good life. She literally chose not to do that.
Yeah, she chose not to do that, and she chose, I guess, not to get a real job and be with someone that she cares about. Like, I don't understand. Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
But-
but when you take that part, yes, that is true. But when you take the living a good, normal life versus robbing banks and then ending up in God knows
Fucking
where-
Tijuana.
Yes, that part doesn't make sense. But yeah, she has done it for herself.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
Yes,
Robbing banks.
murdering cops,
Murdering
and robbing
cops.
Murdering
Losing all
cops,
the
robbing
friends
banks.
because of said bank robberies. Now you're on your own.
But she's doing it for herself.
Well, because
With
she
how much
has
money?
to. Because
She
all her
has
friends and family are dead.
$3,000. She has $3,000 to live the rest of her life in Mexico. And in 1997, that's worth $55 million. So she's probably doing pretty well. I kind of want to set it off too. Like now.
20 years later?
Yeah, she gets like 3 Mexican women, they join up and they start robbing banks in Mexico. And she meets back up with Blair Underwood eventually in the end.
Who would you cast in that movie?
Oh, you gotta go Selma Hayek. Not that these women are necessarily Mexican, but in America's mind, they're Mexican. You gotta go Selma Hayek, Sofia Vergara, and Penelope Cruz. And Jada
Jesus
Pinkett.
Christ.
Jennifer.
I'd watch the hell out of that movie.
I mean, I'd watch it and then I'd mute it because I wouldn't be able to understand what half of them are saying anyway.
That's true.
Like, because they have super thick accents.
they all do. But you know what?
God damn.
You know what? I'll allow it.
I mean, look.
My
I'm mad at
you. It is what it is. But there you go. Set it off to Mexican Cartel. Like Mexico's Revenge.
Set it off for.
Good night.
I don't know. I'm not good at titles, guys.
No, you're awful. All right, that is it for us. Make sure you sign up for premium content, blackonblackcinema.com/premium. Also, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe. Hit that little button that's over there. And tell your friends, share out the shows and what have you. We'll be back next week for another preview episode for Black and Black Cinema.
You have no idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.